Got him.
Nah, physical appearance.
Got him. If you a wifey, or you just getting cracked.
With all that ass. Who y'all really like? That's crazy.
Y'all really like bozos.
According to AI, these are the top most searched questions women want to know about men. Why do men struggle to settle down / express their emotions? I think men want to explore their options, and not only that, I think they want to become the best version of themselves. At least that's how I think. And they want to be the perfect man, even though I don't think that time ever really comes until you're with a woman and you have a wife and you have kids. But that would be my reason as to why men struggle to settle down, is that they don't just feel like they're ready.
I would say it just depends on what part of your life that you're in.
That too. I mean, I'm speaking from a 25-year-old.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that because I saw a video recently that actually like relates to that a lot. So it depends for sure what point of your life that you're in, but more specifically, it depends on where you live too, because we have more access to the internet. We have more options, right? If a girl or a guy, if somebody, whoever you like, lives in a different state or a different country, it's more accessible now, rather than back when our parents was growing up.
Yeah.
They didn't have social media, they didn't have this, they didn't have that, so they didn't really have a choice.
What do you think about guys expressing their emotions? I just don't feel like most people give a fuck.
Nah,
And it's facts.
I do. So when it comes to expressing emotions, I think that for the most part, a lot of women will judge men and then base their opinions off of that.
I think it also depends on who the woman is, because I feel like a real one and a rider kind of wants their man to open up in some way, but I don't think that they want them to fold under pressure. Does that make sense?
It depends. So I would say girls don't like somebody who's too emotional.
Oh,
because
for
it's
sure.
a turnoff.
Yeah.
Right? And if a guy is too emotional, it can be, a red flag.
Like you acting like a girl. Like you.
Yeah, exactly. You're
it's
supposed to act
mad
like a man.
feminine type.
So there's definitely like what's that word called? Like a stigma, like when men show emotion. But I think if you find the right one, yes, you can express emotions, and it does depend on her reaction too.
I also think it depends on what the guy is showing emotion about. Like, is it really impactful? Like, is there a reason why he has emotion on this? Like, if a dude is getting emotional about, I don't know, little shit like a girl not texting back, or like little things like that, is like, that's probably immature. But if he's emotional about something related to family, work related, something he's passionate about, I feel like that's okay.
I'm gonna just take myself as an example. So when I was a little bit younger, I had an interest in somebody. I expressed emotions on how I felt about a situation because I was really going through something at that time. They kind of brushed it off and were just like, you're acting like,
Soft.
too soft.
Yeah, soft.
I was like, I'll never do that shit again.
Yeah, that type. It take that one girl to really change.
I'll
your whole
never do it
perspective.
again.
So that's another thing for women, that they probably don't realize that a guy's probably been hurt by another woman before. So now he's kind of, he got that tough skin as a guard up. Yeah. And I feel like women go through that too. Like, they invest their emotions into a guy, and then they, for the next guy, got to really knock down the barriers. But, ain't nothing but a thing.
Yeah, no, like if you got the right one, it don't even matter. Like now at this point, like I don't care.
What do men think about during the early stages of dating? I don't keep it a buck. Dudes know if you a wifey, or you just getting cracked.
10
shit.
seconds.
I know I've read.
As soon as I see
how
it.
I met you, our first conversation, I already judged.
First convo.
I can't
That's
lie.
important. First convo.
I've been wrong-ish in some instances, but I wasn't fully wrong. I thought one thing. Okay,
There's signs along the way.
Yeah, there's signs along the way, and I'm very mindful of them. Oh, Lord knows I'm judging you, and shit, you should be judging me too. Type shit.
I would say so. It depends on definitely the situation, but I will say for women, like initially, the whole point a guy comes up to talk to you is because he thinks you're attractive.
Yep.
And he wants to crack. I mean that.
Yep. Let's keep it a buck. Even if it's not right away, he want to crack in the future.
I mean, what's the point?
Absolutely.
What's the point?
What is the end goal? If we're gonna have babies, that means I'm gonna be cracking.
There's a.
Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah, it's funny, but like at the end of the day, what is the point of being with somebody? Yada yada yada.
Yeah, you're attracted to him. You're trying to crack.
That's not the only thing. All I'm saying is that that's a guy's intention when
Absolutely.
they first talk to you.
Absolutely. And
Now,
he better be polite.
How you play it, how you gauge it is up to you, whatever your first conversation is. But on the flip side, if a girl comes up to a guy and thinks he's attractive, yada yada, then obviously that's a different take on it because now the chase is not there. It's kind of a little bit easier.
It depends on her intentions too. I like a girl who
does.
I like a girl who makes her presence known and is on about what she want, but still holding herself in a respectful manner. Like,
Yeah, of course.
I want you, but you still got to work for this kind of
Yes,
vibe.
the chase.
Yeah, you still chase it, but she just made it known, like, chase me.
Exactly. Again, after you have the
respect
first
it.
conversation, you can kind of gauge it, but the intention is there too. Yes.
Well, also, if you're wifey or not, specifically for the family, if he's taking you serious, at least for me, I think, will my mom like you?
If that air fryer is your main way that you cook food,
As long as the food gets cooked, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't really
I'm
tripping.
not going for an
I
air
ain't
fried
tripping.
meal every day.
I'm cool with it.
I'm not.
All right, see, we different. How do men feel about independent, strong women? Okay.
I'll let you go first.
Okay. I would say in today's society, independent women and masculine women get connected. They're not the same. If you're a masculine woman and you're out here trying to act like you can beat niggas up, come on, dog. You feel me? Like, why you got it had this macho, like, and I get it, it's you against the world. Some women think that. I think it's a small percentage of women. When it comes to strong, independent women, me and you were both raised by single mothers. So we were raised by that. So we look up to it and we admire it. One of the things for me, I love a girl who already lives by herself, out of her family's house, and can live life on her own. I'm big on a girl who doesn't need a man, but wants a man. You feel me? So I personally love independent, strong women. I love to hear about a woman who has her own business and she's actually doing things with her life and takes actions for her life. So for me, it's a green flag.
I'd say it's also a green flag. Frag? Wow.
Hey.
Green flag for me too. I definitely agree. You don't want a masculine woman because I mean, what's the point? Like that's like
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go off. Finish.
that's like another me. I don't want that. But I do like independent women because if you can do your own thing, you can have your
Yes.
own stuff.
Yep.
Absolutely, and then we can work together and grow it
Yep.
as a couple.
You become a joint.
But
couple
somebody
now.
who's always needing somebody else to validate themselves or validate what they're doing
Yeah.
in life and solely depends on that person is like a leech, and I'm good.
But I will say, I want to speak on the other side of this. This isn't us, but I feel like women feel like men like this exist, which is why this is a question, is that I feel like a lot of guys are intimidated by independent, strong women. And I actually just met a woman who is doing really well for herself. She's a bit older. I think she's like 28. So, she's trying to get married and whatnot. And the guy that she was talking to was in his 30s, and he wasn't, I guess, doing as well as her. And she felt like he was intimidated by her. So I definitely do think that is a factor women have to take into consideration. And that's not us, so I can't really speak to their opinion.
I could see how men would feel less of themselves if they're not as successful.
Yeah.
But you got to look at the situation too.
Yeah, every situation is a bit different, but in terms of strong, independent women, green flag, we need more of them. Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
move out of your
But
parents'
again,
house.
Also being respectful.
Move out of your parents' house.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic, but yeah, no, green flag. So that actually leads into this next question is, what are men's biggest insecurities? So we briefly just talked about a guy maybe not being set on his career path, and he's insecure about that.
Money,
Yeah, money related.
physical appearance.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like for guys, it's primarily finances, money, because you can be ugly and you can be balling and you can be cracking baddies. It is what it is. That's the day and age we live in. If you got bread, you up. You got status.
You gotta do something.
Yeah, you got bread, you up. You got status, you up. So I feel like
Yeah,
those two.
That's another thing too. If you have status, it gets you a lot farther, even if you're not like a good person or whatever.
Yeah,
Which sucks because
that's the day we live.
that's what
the day and age
some
we live in.
women like.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But I mean, to each his own.
I feel like with social media, those type of women are highlighted. Like, oh, women only want this. Women want this. Women. I feel like most women aren't really like that.
I mean, social media is fake.
Social media is not real. I mean, I feel like everybody actually knows that. But in terms of men's insecurities on a day-to-day basis, I just feel like it's not being where they want to be in life. Or let's even take it a step further. We're not in this position, but if a man is in a position where he has a family and he needs to provide and he's not, I feel like that's the biggest insecurity killer for men. When he's in a position where he needs to provide and he's not.
or competing against other men, and he's the
Inferior.
worst side of the group.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, you're bringing competition into this. Great motherfucking talking point. Absolutely. Yeah, but that's where male competition is extremely important because it's going to push you to do better. So for women, I feel like it's very important to identify that if they're talking to someone and they're kind of not sure about how he's acting, ask him like, how's work going? How's life going? Like, what's it like with your boys? You know what I mean? Because maybe he won't come out and be direct about it, like we talked about earlier, talking about emotion. So as a woman, I feel like it's really important to kind of maybe get that out of your man.
That's a good point. So I would say the point of the matter being, if you ask questions or you do something a little bit different than everybody else, somebody like me at least will pay attention to that. And then, like, if my girl asks me how's work, what am I doing to get closer to my goals, et cetera, oh, I might actually, like, want something long term.
Yep.
Because that's different than anybody else.
Yep.
That doesn't happen often where we get caught up in the same stuff, where it's kind of like there's no communication, and then it gets real distance between couples and relationships because you guys never set the boundaries in the beginning, or you never do something different than everybody else.
Yeah, again, being different in multiple ways. Appearance, personality.
Do men care about small romantic gestures as much as women do?
Now,
No.
Okay. Yes, that answer is no when it comes to romantic gestures. But take the word romantic out of it, just gestures, yes. For example, if I'm talking to a girl or my girlfriend, whatever, and she's like, oh, I know you had a long day. Come over. I'm cooking food. Boy, I'm speeding over that thing. I'm gliding. If she knows, oh, every morning, oh, like, and that's the thing. She might not even say it. She just does it. You feel me?
Oh, that's even better.
But that's a romantic gesture. Like for girls, it's like a guy gets her flowers, right? She didn't ask for flowers. She got flowers. She gonna make me coffee every morning? I don't gotta ask for it.
It's the little things.
But that's my thing. I don't ask for it. But when she just does it, again, that's what I like. You feel me? Forgive me.
It's the little things. So I would say, yes, gestures in general. The question, romantic
gestures?
No, guys really don't care as much.
Yeah,
at least us.
Yeah.
So, like,
I don't even think, what is a romantic gesture?
I
I mean, the gestures I'm thinking about definitely not romantic. So,
got romance in it.
freaky.
Got romance in it, just a little
It
bit.
can be.
Nah, but I think that girls definitely care more about like the flowers or little things
Yeah.
like that, like positive messages that get sent, all that good stuff. Reassurance.
Yeah.
Reassurance.
For sure. And I think the actions are reassurance. If he wanted to, he would. How can you tell if a man is truly in love with you? I feel like that's the actual.
How do girls or women tell?
Yeah.
I mean, if he's, I feel like, I'm gonna just put myself in this example. If I really like somebody long term, what I'm gonna do is have great communication. I'm gonna also make sure that I'm making you better from whatever I'm doing. So if I can help out in any way, I'm gonna do that. The third thing is like I'm gonna talk about the future and your long term goals. And if you're not accomplishing that kind of thing, then how do we kind of get on the right track to make sure that we both are doing what we need to do?
Okay.
And have like real conversations is all I'm getting at.
There
Like
you go.
the third thing.
So to summarize all of that up, which is what I was going to say, action. It's all that matters. Are we putting things in place? Are we building a life together? Am I showing the woman that I actually care about her life, that I care about her? Am I being mindful of these romantic gestures? Am I providing for her? Am I going out of my way? That's how a man, I feel like, shows love. He does things for the woman that he does not do for anybody else, because why would he? He does not love them. So, action. How important is physical appearance to men?
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you speak first.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to speak from both sides of this. Because if it comes down to like dating, like I'm trying to find a wife, I feel like it is important, but I do think personality can really win a guy over.
Yes, physical appearance does matter.
It does. It definitely does matter, but it all comes down to the individual. Like just because a girl might not be my type is your type. You feel me? My type isn't Trey's type. Trey like everything. He fuck anything that
That's a lie.
Trey fuck
Don't
anything
let him
that walk for real.
All right, he's definitely lying.
You
but
think so?
I do like all ethnicities. Yes, absolutely.
He'll
Now-
crack a lot.
All right, so
Yeah.
going back to what I was saying is that
Got him. Got him.
nah, physical appearance
Got 'em.
100% matters.
Yes,
And I'm gonna
it
tell you
does.
why. So to me, since I work out all the time, since I really care about how I
okay.
look, since I, when I step out, I care about every single thing about my own appearance.
Yes.
Yes, it does matter.
You
I
want
will-
someone that matches that.
or just like who has good, personal hygiene, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
And then also like that's gonna be something that later down the line I'm gonna pay attention to, because if you can't do it in the beginning without me even being there, then what's gonna happen later down the line? Are you not gonna care anymore,
Yeah.
et cetera? But I will say, when it comes to physical appearance, it's not everything. Like I like girls or women that look like out of the normal, if you want to call it that. So like if you look different, this is a thing with models too. If you look different, I definitely
It catches your attention.
I like that a
See,
little
that's
bit.
my thing with curly hair. Like, everyone has a type. I like girls with curly hair because to me, it looks different. I wouldn't say you look different. Like, you look like, what, you from...
Nah,
like, you a
not
creature?
like that, but like
what you mean
attractive, but you look different than everybody else.
Unique.
That'll catch more of my attention.
Yeah, unique, exotic. But I will say, it's more than just physical appearance, because a lot of stuff you can change. Like if your body, like if you're out of shape, you can get in shape, right? But I would say it's really how you take care of yourself, like Trey said, like personal hygiene. Like I love a girl who's always done up, hair, nails, pretty white toes. You feel me? Those are all things within your control or within girls' control. So
Fuck
it's
it,
not a
wear
matter of
sweats around me.
yeah, like it's
As
not.
long as you look, it don't even matter.
But it's not a matter of like, oh, I wasn't born a certain way. Like you don't like. Not everyone looks great, but how you carry yourself is your opinion. Or-
Personality it goes hand in
I
hand.
say your opinion, your actions. So yeah, personality as well. So does appearance matter to some degree?
Yes.
Everyone has a preference, but I think how a woman carries herself really, sets
How
her
you
apart.
treat other people too.
Oh yeah, you got to be respectful. Got to be a respectful woman. Absolutely. What should women avoid doing to not turn off their man? You better give him some coochie. No, let's keep it
Yeah.
a buck.
I mean,
Let's hear about
yeah.
all these marriages and dudes not cracking their wives.
Oh yeah, no. See, listen, I'm
No,
be
like
real.
this is a real.
I'm gonna be real. So if
situation.
I'm married to my wife, and she was like, it's been like months on months on months, and our sexual relationship isn't there anymore. I mean, kind of, what's the point? That you're really like my friend at that point.
No, type, and I can say I like to be honest with this YouTube channel and speak about personal experience. There was a point in time in my life where I felt like I was in a position where that was being gatekept for me during certain situations, and I was like,
Sexual
what are
connection
we
is a
on?
part of a relationship.
yeah, if we not doing this together, you really my friend,
Yeah, exactly.
and like I'm not friends with women, so like at that point, what are we doing?
Again, this is just
That's one though, but
Theoretical,
that's,
but
that's
yes.
a real serious situation. Like I've even
yeah. I
met-
could never be in a 30-year marriage and not crack. Absolutely.
Yeah,
not.
like if we're thinking long term, like you
Nope.
got to be able to really put on for your mans.
But turnoffs, I would say if you just base your decisions off of only emotion, that's
And
a turnoff.
emotional, yeah, very emotional.
Not too emotional because everybody's different,
emotional decisions,
but emotional decisions without any thought process.
jumping to conclusions, which we've talked about in the red flag video as well. Yeah,
That-
big turn off.
And then the way you carry yourself, how you act towards other people is another turnoff. So like if you're super rude to everybody, if you're just like an ass, can't do it.
Yeah, we can't do disrespectful. There ain't no way.
And then also your relationship with your family.
Talking that shit. I feel like that also that's not a turn off, but that's definitely something
Pay attention
that
to.
you pay attention to in the early talking stages, which is why I said like, would my mom like her?
Will my mom like you? And then also, how do you treat your
How
own
do you,
family?
yeah, how are you with your own family? No, for sure. Again, that kind of falls into the early stages. But again, every situation is different. You might have a really shitty family. It is what it is.
Yeah,
but like
absolutely.
being able to communicate on that. Oh, biggest turnoffs, not being able to communicate.
That's
not
like number
being
one.
Yeah, that most certainly is number one. It applies to all aspects of life. Okay, I want to add this into this video because women are obviously curious about these things about men. Is Why do you feel like most men are no longer being traditional men?
Because the traditional way of life doesn't really exist anymore.
Okay.
Like if you,
But do you mean like getting married early on, having kids? Like, what do you mean by a traditional way
okay,
of
so a
life?
traditional life,
Yeah.
right? Men would go to work, women would stay home, clean, cook, take care of the babies.
Okay.
And then that's kind of how that lifestyle was, in my opinion. When I think traditional, I think that kind of thing. I just don't think that necessarily people have the same kind of, I don't know, goals and importance like when it comes to families.
Okay. Well, I'll speak briefly to your point on that. That I feel like it is definitely harder for the average man to sustain that way of life. You can't go to your 9 to 5 today and provide for a family of like 3 and be comfortable. Like, let's say you have 2 kids, your wife and you. Okay, so a family of 4. Them bills finna hit, and I'm saying this for the average man.
Depends on where you live too, I'll say that.
Yeah, but if you're an average, what the average American makes, like, what's the average salary? Like 40 bands,
40.
Yeah, 36K, 40K, dog. I mean, we live in Miami and it's expensive, and I get it. But if that's your average salary, one, that's where men insecurities.
Nah,
might
number
come
one,
in.
wrap that shit up. Don't have no kids.
Okay, but exactly. That's exactly why the traditional way of life is no longer that way of life. Because men now have to, maybe they feel like they have to work more, work longer, save more money to then have that family. I'd be lying if I say I kind of didn't have that same thought process.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, most of the families now are gonna have both spouses working.
Absolutely.
So like, it's just not a traditional way of
families.
life because traditional, like I said, is woman staying home, taking care of the kids, doing all that kind of stuff. Now, do I agree with that? No, I don't. But like, I think that now, even for women, going back to what you said earlier, you know, being independent and everything like that, it ties into the same thing. So like, if you want a traditional relationship, a traditional lifestyle, it's very possible, but I think that it's unrealistic.
I think for me, and I know that this is very specific, best case scenario is that, let's say me and my future wife, we have kids, whatever, da da da. I go out, I go to work, I do whatever I'm on. She still stays home and cares for the kids, but she has her own, with the day and age we live in today, she has her own online business presence. She can do something from the house. So she's
Something.
still working. And I'm not saying it's a requirement, but I feel like the woman that I'm attracted to and the characteristics, she's going to want to do something. She's not going to be a woman that just is like, I'm at the house. You know, maybe if you have kids, maybe her priorities change, but I feel like in theory, I feel like my wife would be like, dude, I'm bored.
I got a great point.
I'm
think
bored.
people hop into relationships before they're ready.
Oh, absolutely.
And so what I mean by that is that people just hop into relationships because either they're comfortable or they just like have given up most of the time, not all the time.
Settling?
Like you just settle, yeah. So that's what I mean. You just settle down,
Okay.
and then you're like, this is going to be my way of life because I want to have the kids, I want to have the house, I want to have the car, I want to have the white picket fence, dog, cats, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, women are definitely mindful of. I've met a few women who are older than me, and they say like, oh, they know that they got the internal clock. They know that they got the internal time clock, whether they want to admit it or not. It's
very
on
true.
every woman's mind. So I can't. I feel like, again, you can argue this day and age, women settle more than men do. Yeah, I met a 70-year-old dude who just had a kid.
You can still keep going. That
He's
thing
still
keep
kicking.
banging.
Yeah, his kid's still flowing.
Hey,
Shit. You feel me? But a woman at 70, she ain't have no kids.
but I understand the internal clock thing, but I would say during your years that you're a little bit younger, what you do is very important, and then also how you carry yourself into your 20s to your late 20s, right? So like if you set yourself up to where you're like, you know, fuck man, I don't want anybody, yada yada, like, no family. It's important that you know you kind of judge off your own actions. Now, if
I haven't. Okay, sorry.
yeah, no, you're fine. But if you want like a family and this and that, you know, if you know your intentions, it's very possible that you could have that lifestyle. But again, don't be like, you know, I want a man with 7 figures. If you want somebody of super high value, you know, what else do you bring to the table as well?
So not being, babysat essentially, as a woman.
Now, most rich people, sometimes they just, you know,
Yeah, we're speaking to the.
But I'm talking about,
average,
yeah.
Like if you go out and you're meeting somebody, like this applies to you. Obviously, everyone has certain different circumstances.
Women, I want you to drop your biggest turnoffs.
Yeah.
Especially like if you think of a place like Miami, because I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, no, women definitely drop your turnoffs. Hey, get the comments jumping. You feel me? I want to hear everybody's opinion.
That's
Facts.
another thing. This doesn't just relate to women or guys, whatever. Let's bring back people being able to fucking voice their opinion.
I know y'all really
You feel
bitch
me? Y'all
made.
be soft nowadays.
Bitch
like,
made.
damn, if I have opinion on something, who
Shit,
cares?
if you
If
can't-
it doesn't apply to you, why do you care?
If you catch me saying something, I'll say it again.
I promise you, I'm 10 toes down with it.
It might be something that gets me canceled.
It's not even that, but that's the thing.
Shit,
An opinion, if it's not a hate speech, like if you're not
Oh
really
yeah,
like
no, I'm
dragging
gonna speak
nobody,
my mind. That's one thing that I'll never do for my career is not speak my mind.
yeah, no, absolutely. So I think, I mean, I'd like to end it on this. Respect everybody's opinion. If people are commenting their opinion on something, be
Fuck 'em.
respect. No.
Oh.
Come on, dog.
My bad.
Be respectful of it. Yes, if you are the one typing your opinion and people get mad about it, fuck them. It don't mean shit. But respect everybody's opinion. Everyone's entitled to it. And don't be so soft. Okay, I'm going to end it again on something else. If you like somebody, whether you're a man, you're a woman, whatever you're into, if you like somebody and they don't give you the same reciprocated energy, fuck them, leave them. And I'll say, too many of you women out there deal with some dudes who are some bozos. You do it
That's
to
what y'all
yourself.
really like. That's crazy.
Y'all really like bozos. It is crazy. And then you sit around and wonder why he don't take you serious. He doesn't like you.
It'd be the baddest ones too with all that ass.
He don't like you.
With crazy bodies.
He don't like you.
Wild.
So, again,
Smart too.
give attention to the men who gonna treat you like the queen you are. And fellas, if you're watching this video, if you like a girl, go buy her some flowers, treat her like a queen, and go start that family. Because that's what it's all about, in my opinion.
Fuck them kids.
You tripping. That can be another topic.
I'm being the cool
Trey,
uncle.
Trey gonna be that uncle.
Cool
no
uncle. That
kids.
mean, bro,
And
fuck
Trey
them
gonna
kids.
be-
I'm trying to travel.
Yeah, I'm
Fuck
trying
'em.
to travel, then have kids.
Hey man.
Yeah, see, Trey gonna look back on life and be like, damn, I wish I had some mini me's running around. It's all good.
I'm look back like
You can take care of mine when I'm sick of them. That me up.